No way. No. Stop.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Big up to the boss man. Yeah, man.
Oh my days.
That was
Yeah,
a great day.
I need. So do you know what I need to do? Yeah, this is what's just showing me what I need to do. I need to come and work for Lynnie, bro. Yes, my beautiful big PROZECH back again, and you already know what it is, man. Another episode of your sneaker and lifestyle podcast, Kicks Chronicles. I'm here with a very, very illustrious guest, and she knows, right? I put in that work, man. I'm so happy right now. You get me, man, because you get me so many sleepless nights to try and get, you get me, this guest on the podcast. We put in work, you get me. You know I'm a humble youth, bro. We put in that work, you get me. A lot of you guys are gonna know her, yeah, because a few years ago, basically she's associated with a very, very cool sneaker shop called Presented By. You get me? A lot of you would have known her from that. She used to present on Presented By, which is Meta on its own. You get me, man? Talking to the biggest and the best in the game, Big Nasties, Tory Lanez, you get me? The Game, Dave East, you get me, man? Mo Gilligan as well, like all the big names, you get me? Past few, they all had to come see this very special guest that we have right here, you get me? Like, so she knows about the content game, right? But not only does she know about the content game, shout out to Crep Protect, you get me, for protecting our kicks. Also, Global Activations Manager at Crep Protect. So you will see her up and down the country and nigh on the globe. Yeah, at every sneaker event, every convention, she is there in the midst of the game, you get me, activating for Crep Protect, you get me? I'm talking about the one and only Miss Lynnie Zozzolo. You get me?
Oh, listen, that was an intro. We can end it here. Like, I'm good, like, for real. That was, I tried not to, I think lucky I'm black, there's no blush showing, boy. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. How you doing, man?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. I'm so good. Oh. I'm so good, and I'm thankful for you to be here, man. It's an absolute pleasure to have. No, it's an absolute pleasure. You get me, man. One of the reasons why I definitely wanted to speak to you, and I'll be honest here, right, is because it's not like I'm some superhero or anything like that, but I completely agree with the narrative that we need to hear more female voices in the game. I'm 100% behind that, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like you hold a really cool position in the sport. Like, I feel like you're really well respected. I feel like a lot of people vibe with you. You get me? Back in the day when you were doing content, it was very, very cool. You get me, man? And you were talking like about the culture, and you're super tapped in, and now you're doing activations across the globe. Like, your perspective is super, super important, and I think a lot of people want to hear what you've got to say, and definitely want to hear about your journey in kicks, you get me? Like, so yeah, I'm just super happy to have you, man, and I'm very proud.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, honestly, man. When you run it like that, you know, it's a thing where it's like, damn, I actually did all of that. But to be honest, at the same time, like, I'm someone that's very hard on myself, so even you just putting out all them accolades and achievements, I'm like, yo, okay. You know, and it's like sometimes it's perspective, and just sit back and be like, oh wow, okay, I've done some bits, and some people have watched, and I appreciate it, man. So honestly, all of that you just said, this honestly means a whole lot, man. Thank you.
No, it's absolutely my pleasure, man. So yeah, do you know what we got to do is we got to take it right back to the beginning, right? Yeah, we got to take it to your first love, like. So Lynnie, talk to me, man. What was those first pair of kicks, those first sneakers that really sort of gripped your heart, that said, you got to have me? What was that first pair?
Honestly, they were the Nike. It was basically, back in the day, I would stay at my grandpa's house, right? Every Friday I would stay at my grandpa's house, and his son, my uncle, he used to play basketball. So he had a lineup on this. Back then, they didn't have crates or anything like that, right? So you would line up all your sneakers like along the hallway or your bedroom or the staircase. And he used to play basketball, so he had a bunch of sneakers. And I was like, what is this? I would put my size 2 feet in these size 12s. Like, what are they? What on earth are these shoes? And at the time, they were up-tempos and Huaraches. Those were the two shoes or sneakers, shall I say, that I remember. And especially the Pippins as well. I feel like that's the one. Those were the ones for me at the time, back in the 90s. I was like, whoa. Oh, wow. The obviously I didn't understand the functionality of Kicks back then
Mm.
as a kid, but for me, just the way it looked just amazed me, blew my mind. And from that point on, I was like, I'm gonna remember this shoe. And when I start getting money, or whenever there's a Christmas, a birthday present, I'm gonna ask for this shoe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So I would say, yeah, the Pippins, man. The Pippins, they blew my mind, you know, and I love the look of it till this day. It doesn't matter. I'll run through my bank if I have to get them. It wasn't
No, that's
Jordans,
a
it was
vibe.
Pippins, man. You know?
Do you know what? And do you know what, man? We have to put some respect on Pippi's name, man. The up tempos, and I think he even had another shoe as well. Like, he had some decent silhouettes, man. He had some good
Decent
silhouettes, man.
silhouettes.
Yeah,
You know?
man. And it's interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna get into the nitty gritty because their history is mad. Their history is so crazy.
It's
But
too
like,
much.
but sometimes we need to give my man his flowers. Get me, man. He's been through a
Yes.
lot. Let me put it like that, man. And
No, you have
every single one of them championships that Michael Jordan won, he was right there. He was right
facts.
there. So we have to
Facts
put
of
that
that.
in there.
Exactly, man. So, you know, for me, that's where it started. Seeing my
We
uncle
love
with
that.
all them sneakers, and I wanted a piece of that.
We love that, man. And you know what? The family aspect is always a really interesting thing for me because I'm like, some people, it's their friends and the influence of like peer pressure that gets them to fall in love with Kicks, right? Just that trying to stand out or trying to fit in or either way, right? But when it's family, it's like it's almost passed down. It's kind of nice as well because you didn't feel like you had to. It was just something that you had a genuine interest in,
Yes.
and you just wanted to delve a bit more into it. So that's always
Straight
really
away.
nice.
Straight
You
away.
get me? It's not something that I share in because in my household we had the rule. There was three things that were very important. It was God, it was education, and food. You get me? So Kicks did not factor into. You get me? They did not factor into the agenda.
I'm with you on that 100%. For me, I could only dream. I could only wish. You know what I mean? My parents were never buying me Kicks, boy.
Nah, it was definitely not a vibe, man. But just talking about family and talking about where you grew up, where did you call home when you were sort of in your formative years?
Born and raised in Surrey, Kingston. That's where I've been my whole life. To be honest, that's where it's been, and it's always been a calm place to be, you know. And it's just one of them places where I just don't even want to leave. You know what I mean?
I respect
like,
it.
It's all good being in a mix of central London. You're in Soho, Notting Hill, all at Nottingham. Yeah. But for me, I like to stay grounded, and that's here in Kingston, man.
Did you go uni in Kingston as well?
I went to uni in Epsom, which is about 40 minutes away from Kingston. Okay. Which is like, for me, I felt I never had the uni experience. I never went to campus. I never experienced Freshers Week. So, I mean, looking back today, sometimes I'm like, damn, man, I wish I really did experience it. I didn't live with my friends. I didn't live in halls. And
bro, I was the same.
Oh, true.
Because I went to, it's called Roehampton now, but it was Surrey University at the time I went there, which is not too far from, which is not too far.
I went to Roehampton first. I swear to God.
Wow.
I went to Roehampton for my first year, and as I was in that course, I was like, what on earth did I select? What's going on? Because prior to that, in college, I was doing media studies, which did include film and media and broadcast journalism. So it was a range of things. So when I applied, it was film industries. And I thought, okay, cool, we'll be getting down to the nitty gritty of like the back end and camera. Honestly, that's what I pictured. And as lecture 1 came in, lecture 2, 3, 4, we're talking about movies from the 30s to the 40s. And I said, what did I get myself into?
Oh my days.
So, you know, it sucked because in my head I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to wait till next year to go again. So, you know, eventually when I did transfer to Epsom, and that's where I studied music journalism and music business, that's when I was like, okay, yeah, this is fine. But by the time I graduated, all my friends had already graduated, and you know, you see all their pictures, you see all them celebrations. You know, it put me in a place of like sadness, to be honest.
That's actually nuts, because I've got a similar story. Because I went to Greenwich to do biomedical science, and I was like, this ain't me, G. straight away.
Ooh,
I dipped and I just started working, and then I ended
mm,
up going to the unit. I ended up going to, as I said, I ended up going to Surrey, which is Roehampton now, where
wow.
a lot of my boys were there,
I
and they
know.
literally did the same
Sorry.
thing. They all graduated the year before me. So I
See,
was there.
man.
But the thing is, which was good, is like I had to stand on my own a little bit, and I built
Yeah.
up a load of friends. I didn't just rely on those friendships when I got there. It was kind
Mm,
of cool because they could co-sign the fact that I was their guy, even though I was in a
yeah,
younger
yeah,
year,
yeah.
I was the same age as them. Uni kind of
Okay.
levels everybody out. You kind of levels everyone out because it's like you've got international students that are like probably could be 3, 4, 5 years older than everybody else.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
but they're putting that money down, so you know that they're serious. You get me? Like,
True.
whereas
Yep.
like, yeah, with me, because I was a year older, so I could roll with them, man. But it's not so much of a. I think in like secondary school, you've got like, oh yeah, I'm first year, I'm second year, I'm third year, like, and you roll with those people because you can't be seen
Yeah.
with the younger years. In uni, it's not
Mm,
the same, man. I never found it to be the same, which was kind of nice. But you're right though, when they graduated and they started working, I was still going lectures, and I
you
was
feel
like,
me?
brother, what am I
Brother.
doing here? What am I doing here?
Yeah,
That last
it
year was a
does get to
struggle.
you a bit. It does. It was. Trust me. Yeah, it does get to you a bit, man. So yeah, that's where I went to uni at. Yeah, Roehampton for 1 year. The next 3 years I did Epsom, and
But you know, that's a bit of a switch. You know, you went from film to music, and obviously,
yeah,
I can see that the musical element in some of the stuff that you've done since. But like, did you always like music in that way prior?
always,
Yeah,
always. I don't know what it is about music, man. I know everybody says it, but it's a special thing. For me, I understand music, whether it's lyrically, whether it's vocal, whether it's just the instrumental alone. I could hear a song and I know if somebody's gonna do a music video, I know how it's gonna go. And it's happened so many
serious.
times where I will hear a song, I'll be like, I'll listen to a whole album and I'll be like, that's gonna be the single, that's gonna be the single. And then it happens, I'll be like, that's how the video is gonna pan out. And in many cases, it's happened. It's been directed the way my head has thought. It's been executed in the way where I'm like, that's what they should do. Like, I put a treatment in my head, basically. I create a treatment in my head of how a music video is gonna be. Lo and behold, I'm watching the video and it's exactly how I picture it. It's tap.
Nah, Lenny, bro, because like obviously I do a little bit of research. You've done some TikTok videos, or you've done some videos on, and you were reviewing some stuff. Like you were doing
Yeah,
some music stuff, like with one of your girls in it. I remember seeing
yes,
that, right?
yeah. Big up Jenny,
What
man.
what you're describing, yeah, should be a series. That should be it, bro. Just your predictions on
That's
every
true.
album. That should
That's
be
true.
that should be a series. Like,
Hey,
and the
what?
thing, just write it down, bro. Just write it down. Just be,
And date it.
boom. This is the album. This is the
Mm,
album. We're all listening it. We've listened to it. This is gonna be the single. It's not. I'm not listening to what people are saying. This is me
yeah.
telling you. This is the single. This is the other
Mm,
single. You get me? Like, this might be the A side, B side, boom, boom, boom. And first video, this is what it's gonna look like, bro. Can you imagine? And if you start hitting on that, yeah, right?
I'm
You could
saying.
do you could replay that video and then just be splicing in the
Mm,
bits that I'm with you,
that's
bro.
true.
I'm
That's,
with
do you
you, man.
feel
I'm
me?
with
So
you. I'm
it's
with
a
you.
trippy thing. I've always loved
Nah, it's
music.
very cool. That's very cool.
So then I feel like I think a lot of people at the time, like my friends and family, they felt like it was just a random jump. But for me, I've always loved music. And so when you speed forward like 4 or 5 years and I'm easily doing my research on interviews for people I presented by, it just made sense in the end.
Super,
I was
super
able to
clean,
do
man.
my own creations of questions and just be able to flow. So it just all made sense in the end, man. I appreciated that because that's what then led me to have my own documentary with the BBC
Come
back
on.
in 2020. Do you get it? So everything happens for a reason.
Everything does happen for a reason. And you mentioned something just now, a random jump, man. Let's talk about something that's a little random. Something that I like is called unholy grails. You
Oh,
get me? Unholy grails, man. Now I'm gonna explain what they are because not everybody knows yet. But unholy grails are those shoes that you don't choose to wear. They kind of just bestowed upon you, man. It's one of them kind of kicks that you might get in Sports Direct, but back in the day, not like the Yeezys that you can get there now. And Fear
mm.
of God and that. Those kind of Slazingers, the Everlast,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Lonsdales of them
yeah.
times there, man. Did you ever have to dabble in the dark arts, Lynn?
Honestly, I was messing with this. It was, but I convinced myself that it was a cool pair of shoes, and they
Come
were
on.
Dunlops.
Dunlops is borderline, you know. I get you. No, Dunlops is definitely. Do you know the baddest thing about Dunlops? Yeah, I'll be so real. Dunlops, yeah, obviously Dunlops. It's a tennis brand, like
Yeah.
respectfully, tennis brand, but also make tires. So it's wild, right?
No, that's so. It's a mad gap. How did they bridge that? How?
Like, brother, like. Somebody when that guy came in that day and said, you know what, we've been doing this tennis thing for a minute, yeah. So you know what we need to do? We need to start doing car tires.
Tires.
You just need to start doing tires. That's the next
Can you
wave.
imagine that boardroom meeting? How that must have panned out? Crazy.
No man,
Tires.
Dunlop is definitely one of them ones, man. We love Dunlop, man. Big
Yeah,
up
man.
Dunlop, man. And
Big
the
up
thing is,
Dunlop.
yeah, no, big up Dunlop because they definitely because one of the I remember like people have said it in the past. Dunlop had those I can't remember the name of the shoe. I think it was like a green arrow. I want to say it was called the green arrow, something like that, right? Where it was green, but it had like 3 straps, right? And
Was
there
it
was a
high-tech?
moment. No. That was definitely Dunlop. I'm gonna even Google it.
Okay.
And that shoe had a moment. I remember in my past it had a moment.
Had a moment.
Dunlop 3 straps.
They had a short moment, but they definitely had a moment. I saw a couple of the man them even wearing that.
Yeah, I know for a fact it did. Green Flash is what they were called.
Green Flash.
Green Flash is what they were called. The Green Flash, and they didn't always come with straps. But these shoes, if you ever look online, you see them. I recognize these shoes. They had a moment.
Yes, they did, man.
Absolutely had a
They
moment.
did.
Yeah, so I have to put some respect on. I have to put some respect on the shoe, man. But yeah, man. Do you know the reason why I ask these questions is not because obviously we're just poking fun. No, people, if you're watching this video, yeah, right. Just look behind Lynnie right now, bro. Just look. just take a little glance. Like, I'll permit you to even just look away from me for a second. Just glance and like she is a heavy. See how she's struggling. She's a heavyweight in this game, bro. The game ain't easy, man, and she's like she's done very, very well. You get me? So it's them ones where you can see the aspiration. It's become reality. You get me,
like
man?
that,
And we thank that. We thank God for that, man. It's definitely a vibe.
I mess with that. I like that angle. I like what you did there. Yeah.
No, it's definitely a vibe, man. We've come a long way. You get me, man? We've come a long way. Unholy.
I like it, man. It's a good vibe.
No, we
shows
like
the
that.
growth.
This is it, man.
Yeah.
This is it. Now, talking about growth, I want to ask you another question, and this is quickly becoming one of my favorite segments. It's called the Kicks Chronicles community question, right?
Okay.
Now, this question, shout out to my boy Guy from Souls and Stuff. You get me on Instagram. He hit me up with a question. He says, "Can you tell me a shoe, right, that you regret passing on?" Right. And when I said about growth, it's one of the ones where you saw the shoe, you didn't vibe with it, but over time it grew on you. You get me, man? And then ones there where you're now like, you know what, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I was too hasty. You get me, man? And I'll answer the question as well, but feel free to go first if you want to. I'm happy to go first if you want.
It's your show. Please go first.
But you're my guest.
Oh, not very bottle. Like, all right. Okay, let me think of okay. I'll go to my most recent, honestly. And it was the Off-White ones, man. And mind you, I'm a Jordan 1 girl.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. I at the time, because I'm such a big Jordan 1 girl, seeing all these added vibes to the vibe, I just didn't, it wasn't something that I was used to. I promise you, I was probably collecting more ones than anything else. It was ones. That was my standard default cop. Stay in line, leave the house, Nike Town, 4 a.m., whatever. I'm there for the ones. So for me, I understood that there was a hype around Off-Whites, and I liked the Air Forces. I liked everything, almost everything else but that. You know what I mean? So I had the retail opportunity for it. I said no. I kicked rocks. And then to be fair, I don't know. I don't want to say that increase of the price is what made me want them. But I kind of held it. I took it on the chin. Like, I just didn't like it at the time. But
Bro,
I'm going to say, like, 2 months later, I'm looking at it. I'm watching the documentaries and all the videos of Virgil's mindset and just
see, that's
understanding
how
the
they get you.
story.
That's how they
And
get
that's
you, man.
how, yeah. And that's
With the
when I
stories.
understood it's the stories that get me every single time.
100%,
You know what I mean?
man. 100%, man.
And to this day, I don't have it in my collection.
Ooh.
You know? Till this day,
Yeah.
I ain't paying that P.
Yeah, that's mad. That's mad.
It's done now. It's done.
I'm still, shout out to Kath, man. He was the one that on the podcast said he wants them to hold fire on all Off-White drops until the 10-year anniversary. So I'm praying
like
for 2027
I like that.
that we get a re-up or some kind of newness from Off-White, because they were dragging it through Nike went mad on Off-White for a minute, man. They were dragging it. Now if you give it 10 years from the 10, it could be a vibe, you get me? But yeah, that's definitely a very good answer. Very, very good answer. I'm gonna add to that, and I'm gonna say, for me, it was. Hi there. So nice to see you. Sorry to interrupt the pod. I'll be literally 30 seconds. I just wanted to say thank you for being here. And also, if you enjoy the pod, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It really does help. Also, if you're listening on an audio platform, feel free to give us a review, whether it be positive or negative. Just leave a review. We really, really appreciate it. Also, feel free to listen to our old episodes. And if you ever want to get in contact, if you want to let me know what you're thinking, feeling, or whatever, holler at me. My name is PROZECH. PROZECH on all social media. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm enjoying TikTok at the moment. So feel free to holler at me. I will always holler back. And with all that being said, I'll let you get back to the pod. Toodles. For me, it was the whole Yeezy line, especially the Adidas Yeezys, not so much the Nike Yeezys, because I think it'd be difficult for someone to look at a Nike Yeezy, like especially the second iteration, and not think that's a vibe.
100%.
But the Adidas Yeezys were so different that I was like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it.
Honestly, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I just was not there, man. I wasn't there for the 350s, for the V2s, and the 700s. I just completely couldn't understand. And then I don't know what it was. I just started doing my research. I started looking a bit more into it. Obviously, once again, understanding the story behind it, the person that sort of helped to design it. And sort of like the origins of the shoe and what it represented at the time, and the technology involved in the making of the shoe. And then you start thinking, bro, this kind of represents a vibe. This kind of like, it's a different kind of energy. Plus, like when I talk about because I've always had like one foot has always been a bit more sensitive than the other. So comfort technology has always been a big thing. And I started getting deeper into understanding a bit more about comfort technology. And obviously Adidas's Boost technology was at the forefront in terms of comfort. And I was like, bro, I need to get involved, man. And they were just that vibe of athleisure, it being sort of like you could just wear it regardless of what you're wearing. You could just wear it. Like, and I just completely missed the vibe, you get me? Thank God, like, they weren't, like, with Adidas, they ended up doing retros of a lot of the ones. I managed to get the 350s, I got the Pirates, I managed to get the 700s, the Wave Runners behind me, you get me, and a few other pairs, man. But it's mad to see what's actually happened with that thing since then, man.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts, man.
Wild.
But it was a period in time that they, like, if someone's watching this and they're not fully tapped in, there was a period in time where the idea of being able to pick up a pair of Yeezys from Sports Direct was like poppycock.
Bruh, bruh.
It was the height of malady, bro. There was no
Yes.
way you could ever say that would be a thing and it
A
actually
zero
be
to
a thing.
like no chance. No
There's
chance.
zero chance. Like we live in such a weird and wonderful world where things like this can happen. You get me, man. But it is what it is, man. But yeah, amazing answer, Lynnie, man. We love that, man. You get me.
Had to keep it
Big
real.
up those answers. Those are sick answers, man. And shout out to Souls and stuff on Instagram. Big up, guy, man. We love that question. Right, the next part of the interview, we're gonna talk about your collection a little bit. It's a part of the interview I call the EST of KIC, and when I say EST, I mean the oldest, the newest, the rarest, the greatest, the best. You get me? In your opinion, obviously, in your collection, right? So, and I know the collection is vast. You get me,
Yeah.
man? You get me? So, like, I'm saying, feel free to take your time, but let's start with the oldest. What's the oldest shoe you've got in your collection?
It's not in this behind me. It's just somewhere in the house still. But I want to say the oldest pair in my collection will probably be is the Forrest Gump's Cortez.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That's such a
yeah,
cool shoe.
yeah. That's
I
my
love
first
the
one.
Cortez. I love the
Def-
Cortez one.
Definitely, that's like one that I had for my birthday from my parents years ago. Years ago, whenever they dropped is when I got them, boy. But they're old. They're very old. Obviously, I don't fit them, but it's there for sentimental values.
I respect it.
I do, and it's a love and hate for a lot of people. Cortez, I love
Yeah.
Cortez,
No,
and I
I
love
like it.
Forrest Gump. Love it, love
You
it.
see it. Forrest Gump is one of my favorite films, actually, to be honest.
Top.
But yeah, and do you know the thing? So I was on holiday and I ended up going to the Forrest Gump themed restaurant, the Bubba Gump Corporation, or the Forrest and Bubba Shrimp Corporation. And
Wow.
outside that, they've always got a bench. You know, like from the film, they've always got a bench
Yes,
with
yes.
with the Cortez. So
Where he
you've
got
got,
it and opened
yeah,
it
this is it.
up.
So you've got, so like you have the little space where you can sit down, and it's got like a pair of metal Cortezes that you can slip your feet into and take that picture. I think
What?
I've got to check through my archives to see if I've got the picture still. But
That
me and
still
my missus,
exists?
yeah. I'm pretty sure. But I mean, it was definitely on my honeymoon. I feel like it was on my honeymoon. Me and my missus took that picture. It was either me and my missus or me and my
That's so
brethren
cute.
back in the day. But I definitely have a picture of me with like my feet inside
Wow.
those shoes. Yeah, and it's something they have in like a lot of those restaurants, man. But it's so weird that you mentioned that shoe because that's
That's
such an iconic shoe. I really, really enjoyed that shoe. Right. All right. So we've
it
got
is.
oldest. What's the newest shoe to come into the collection? Newest.
But I do have. These is because I wanted these when they dropped back in what 2012, 2013,
Ah, yeah.
2014. When they back then they called
Yeah.
it the Oreo Force. That was how it was known as back then. But then
Really?
today, what? Yeah, man. The
Yeah.
Splatter just gave it the Oreo at the time, but Fear Fours now. So
Yeah, that's
these,
a vibe.
this and I don't have it here, but the New Balance bricks and wood, the banging shoe. I wish I can. I used it for the gym the other day though. It's a bit mad that I did that, but yeah, it's such
That's a
a
vibe.
colorful punching shoe that is. I like to just stand out in the gym
Yeah,
sometimes.
no, that's calm, man. I respect that. And yeah,
Yeah,
the Fear Fours, a lot of people were vibing with the Fear Fours that came out last year, man. That's definitely a vibe. It's definitely a vibe, man. The Fear Fours,
it's
man.
nice.
Like, what's your opinion on like Nike, like opening the vault, talking about the Fear Fours? Like, they've brought back a lot of older silhouettes. And obviously they're retroing those. It's not like new takes on those silhouettes. These are
Yeah.
retros directly. What are your thoughts on like bringing back certain older silhouettes? And obviously there are rumors. I don't know if any of it's confirmed, but rumors of the undefeated fours coming back out this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously there's the bands are gonna be coming out this year. Last
Mm-hmm.
year we had the Wu-Tangs as well. The Stashes came out, 95s. So what's your thoughts on Nike opening the vault? Do you think it's good for the game or do you think it's hurting the game?
I feel like it is a good thing. only because I feel like the thing with sneakerheads, I want to say sometimes we feel entitled to, if we have it, nobody else can, right? And for me, it's like the cycle has to continue. There's going to be
Facts.
kids later on that are going to grow up and see what's been out, what's come in, that have probably grown up saying, damn, like I can't even afford these Yeezys, or I can't afford these Jordans. And, you know, later on in life, when they start working, get money, they can afford these shoes for when they re-retro. Allow people to have some too. Like, it's not, there's such a sense of entitlement that when things do re-release, we don't need any more. Says who? Says who? There's a good. It could be a good thing, and it could also sometimes be, if it's too much. Like, all right, cool. If that's, I feel like if certain shoes, like let's say if Off-White one was to re-retro, I'd be. Some people would be mad.
Yeah,
You
but
feel me?
I'm on that though. I'm on
Yeah, I'm
that.
on that.
10 years down, yeah, come on.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
come on, man, let's work.
You know what I mean? And I do feel like sometimes, I want to talk from like on a personal thing, is growing up not being able to afford as many sneakers as I wanted. When I grew up and these shoes, certain shoes did re-retro, for me it was like, this is my moment of redemption. It's
Absolutely.
it's a story. It's like, damn, these shoes I wanted when I was, I don't know how old, and it's like now I'm able to do so. And it's very fulfilling to your younger self. I mean, you know, you can love it or hate it, but I have my many reasons. Sometimes I get it, but yeah, I would say it's more of like a redemption purchase, you know?
No, I get you.
Again.
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. I'm in two minds. Yeah, I'm in two minds on it. Like, I feel like I completely get what you're saying in terms of like there were some things that I missed, like because just I wasn't able, in terms of I didn't have the finances, or I just wasn't tapped in, right? So there were certain things that I missed, but there are some things where it's not that I missed them. It's just that they were representative of a moment in time, and I'm like, we're trying to recreate the vibe and the hype that was around the shoe at a particular time. Right? No, I don't get me wrong. You can, but like what I saw last year, like especially with the Wu-Tang Dunks, right? I didn't like it. I didn't like it, not because I don't want people to have the shoe. I want for people to have the shoe if you want the shoe, right? My issue was it didn't give the shoe the respect it deserved. You're talking about a shoe that a lot of people hail as a grail, like just as one of those ultimate shoes, like that we just knew we would never be able to get. You brought it out. We need to then elevate the shoe in terms of our storytelling and our marketing to make sure people understand the importance of this drop, right?
Yeah.
But I can't see a Wu-Tang member for life nor money, so there's no association from the actual group to validate the drop of the shoe, right? And it seems like it's being done in such a haphazard way that it then, I believe, tarnishes the legacy of the shoe.
Okay.
Right? And this is what you can do when you go back around. Because what happened the first time isn't what happened the second time. And now it's like, what have you done for me lately? Now the whole thing has come down in terms of its like status. And why did it need to be like that?
I get that 100%. And to be fair, if you're going to bring back certain shoes like a Wu-Tang, for me personally, that stays in the vault. That's a moment in time. If you know, then you know. That's if you know, you know. Gen Z are not going to give a monkeys about who Wu-Tang is. They're not. Do you know what I mean?
It's not that, bro. It's not that.
Yeah. That I get. And I feel like sometimes like, we don't always, certain brands at the end of the day will try and, maybe not. But yeah, I hear you. Definitely. I get that. 110%. I do.
We're there.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's talk about this, right? What are your cheapest pair of shoes?
Ooh. Cheapest pair of shoes.
Not non-gifted, by the way, because I know you roll differently.
I was literally gonna bring out something I got gifted.
You can bring it out as well. If you want. That's fine.
Should I? All right. Gifted.
Oh, what a mad flex.
Gifted.
To
be fair, Gifted for sure.
Are you serious? So just so you know, yeah, right, people that are listening, she just hit man with a triple with a triple no way. No.
Yes, sir.
Stop.
Big up to the boss man. Yeah, man.
Oh my days.
That was a great day.
I need. So do you know what I need to do? Yeah, this is what's just showing me what I need to do. I need to come and work for Lynnie, bro. Because the thing is, yeah, she's just pulled out. So she's been pulled out. The off-white Air Force Ones. I don't even know what the name of those ones were. Right.
These ones right here are the
97s, the off-white 97s.
The Air Force
Volt. Yeah, the
Volt.
Air Force One, the Volt pair of the Air Force Ones, off-white ones. She then pulled out the Fear 4s, which is calm, right? I'm saying that's a respectful, gifted pair, right? Then, right?
Then
we lose all respect. We just go crazy. And she pulls out a Sean Witherspoon 97-1, right?
Great time.
A Sean Witherspoon 97-1, one of the goatest, one of the grayliest.
Yes.
Nikes, Air Maxes of all time, literally one of the baddest to ever do it. Like it's a crazy shoe, and she picked it up. I'm saying like for what? Handshake? You get me, man? Job well done. Them ones there.
You know what it was? Let me even tell you. Like this was presented by, and obviously being the consignment store that we were, still is, but obviously it's a different time today. You know, I think. Sneaker reselling, just the stores in general, it's just obviously that hype that everybody had, where it was that hub where, you know, we don't even have to break it down. There was a time, you know.
It was a time.
So we would sometimes bulk buy. We'd obviously tap in with buyers across Europe and things like that. So Bossman brought stock in, delivery was there, and I'm not even thinking nothing of it. He's like, Lynn, what size are you? In my head, I'm like, this guy knows what size I am. So I don't know why he's asking. Yeah. So I'm like, size 6, sir? And he's like, he just grins at me and he hands me the box. And I'm like, nah. I'm looking at the rest of my colleagues. They've all got boxes. I'm like, let's go. Hey, listen. It was the shoe of the year at the time.
It was unbelievable.
We won that day. We won.
Oh, no, you won. You're still winning.
Still winning.
That shoe is immaculate. That shoe is one of the baddest ever.
He really did
so good.
There, man.
Yeah, big up the boss, man. He did his thing, man. That's definitely a vibe, man. We love that, man. That, man. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's super hard.
Really, the cheapest shoe that I have ever purchased is Puma suedes. Lovely, clean, simple. Puma suedes.
Oh no, we love Puma suedes. Yeah, Puma suedes are definitely a vibe. Just so that people are still gonna want to watch this. Yeah, if everyone's okay, because no one's definitely. I think that was probably some of the hardest flexing I've ever had on the podcast in my life. So everybody should just calm down for a second. Now I'm gonna give her an opportunity to bring it back here, right? What is the most you spent on a shoe, right? And what's the most expensive shoe you have?
Do you know what? I feel like it was such a silly amount to pay it for, but all right. Well, it was Yeezy 700 Wave Runners.
Really?
It was the Wave Runners at the time. I paid £600 for it.
Do you know what, Angie? At that time, that makes sense.
Yeah.
At that time, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You get me? And to be honest, I mean, for me, the Wave Runners is like, it's in my top 10. I love the shoe.
Beautiful.
So like, I love the shoe. So that like almost any amount within reason is all right for me in that regard.
Yeah.
600 is decent, especially during that time.
Yes.
Because retail was $250 already, so you already know. Retail was $250 already, so you already know like the shoe ain't gonna, like I'm saying, like it's not a play thing. You get me, like so they basically just doubled their money. Like it's not mad, it's not crazy. You get me, man? Like so, no, I'm not even mad at that. Man.
That's the highest. I've never gone any higher than that.
Never gone higher than $6 bills, man. That's actually decent. That's actually decent. That's decent. All right. So you were talking about going to the gym, but not just going to the gym. Like when you're running out your house, you're not thinking about a fit. And I know who I'm talking to, right? This This girl's always thinking about a fit, but I was saying, like, just put that to one side for a second. You're
Yeah,
not thinking too much about the fit, like, you're just running out the yard, yeah. You know,
yeah,
there's like a collection of shoes that sometimes, like, sit behind the door, sit
just on
around
the
the front.
side.
You get me? Like, what are those shoes, those kind of bop to the shop type shoes, man? What are the ones that, what's your lineup saying?
Honestly, it's literally either Cortez slippers or, and I swear I'm not even mocking it. These are just my go-tos for quite a lot. Okay, which they become more my beaters.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Kicks Chronicles. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, rate, review, and all that good stuff. And remember, full video version is available on YouTube, audio versions available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.